What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Brewers Franchise episode 4. It's off-season time, so we missed the playoffs. I actually recorded the postseason, but I don't know, my computer froze up and I lost that recording. The Rangers repeated. They beat the Dodgers in the World Series. Your World Series MVP and American League postseason MVP was Marcus Semien. The National League postseason MVP was Freddie Freeman. So now we are in the offseason at the very beginning. Really no big retirements. Nobody got inducted to the Hall of Fame. I think maybe Zach Greinke was the biggest name that I saw that retired. So I hope he enjoys himself. But we have cleaned house on our coaching staff, and we have offered Dino Ebel, the third base coach for the Dodgers, as our manager, a 4-year, $32 million deal, as well as all of the rest of these offers here. Brian Snitker, for some reason, was not brought back by the Braves. They made it to the NLCS. I don't know why, but we've offered him as our first base coach. So that's the offers that we have out. All goes well, we'll hire these guys. As far as free agent negotiations go, we only had Aaron Loup. Don't want to bring him back, so we just went ahead and released him just to make it easier on us to organize things. So I think I just want to go ahead and advance to free agency. I'm going to take it day by day so I can handle these coaching negotiations. All right, one day in, and our hitting coach is decided. Daniel Dunn has accepted, and Dino Ebel has accepted our offer as the manager. So we have our manager in place for the Milwaukee Brewers, and Cy Gwynn has accepted our farm director offer. So a really great start to the offseason. So it is free agency period here. We're still got some negotiations going on as far as our coaches go. But before we decide who we want to go after in free agency, let's take a look real quick at how our team did last season. All right, just really quickly, we're just going to break it down position by position. We're going to start off at catcher. We've got the best catcher in baseball, William Contreras. He hit .345 last year, 23 home runs, both career highs, as well as his .956 OPS. He actually lost 1 in contact and 2 in power versus lefties, but gained 13 contact versus right. Overall, we've got him locked down through 2029. We're feeling great about it. Eric Haas, on the other hand, I could probably do without. Jefferson Caro, though, looking to really make his mark in baseball, has really progressed. Got +5 contact and power versus right. He's got B potential. I could honestly see us trading him at some point, but I'm not in any rush to. He's a really good defensive player for a 22-year-old. So at first base, Rhys Hoskins, we got to get rid of him. I made that vow last year. Bobby Dahlbeck here actually progressed a decent amount, +4, 5, 2, and 3 in his main 4 hitting attributes. He's probably going to waffle between AAA and MLB for me. Hideki Watanabe, our 3rd draft pick last year, 4th draft pick last year, a 3rd draft pick last year. Carlton Parker was 4th. A rookie, 19 years old. Probably one of our better hitters against righties already in the organization. Really, really good. A potential. I mean, I feel really good. If we can just get somebody to start at first base for a year or two, because I'm done with Rhys Hoskins. Then, of course, I got to shout out our boy Sonny DeShera, former Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Moving on to second base, Bryce Terang actually hit really well last year, 280. He doesn't have great hitting attributes, but he really improved, and he's great on defense. He can play any position in the infield except for first base. Not great as far as the arm strength goes, so playing him on the left side of the infield isn't ideal. You can also fill in at center field if needed. Nick York picked up in the Willy Adames trade. Could see some time in the MLB this year. Same with Tyler Black. They're kind of redundant, though. I might get rid of one of them at some point. Andrew Monasterio might end up down in AAA. We definitely need to sign like a starting infielder. Joey Ortiz here at shortstop. Did okay. He ended up hitting .201. We sent him down to AAA in the middle of the season when he was hitting like .117. We called him back up after trading Willy Adames. I mean, we could sign a shortstop and move Joey Ortiz over to third base. We keep Joey Ortiz at shortstop. I don't know. We'll just see. But we definitely need to sign an infielder for the left side of the field. The outfield is stacked. Christian Yelich, Sal Frelick, Jake Bowers. I mean, come on. We're looking good. Hebert Perez, Terrence Dotson, and Jose Acosta are just kind of rounding out the organization. Garrett Mitchell might be on the trading block at some point because Jackson Chourio is our starter. He hit 211 last year, which isn't great. Hit 11 home runs, 13 steals. Great in the outfield, though. Finished second in Gold Glove voting. Really going to develop well, I feel like. Really going to develop well. Give him a year or two, and he's going to be the man. We've got him signed through 2031, so there's really no reason to pivot to anybody else. And then in right field, we've got Joey Weimer, who actually did pretty well last year. Okay, I guess. Batted 240 and had 11 home runs. So not bad, not bad. And then Akil Baddoo, who we picked up mid-season. Really decent player. And then Carlton Parker was our 4th draft pick this year. Now, he's only got C potential, but he starts out as a 68 overall at 18 years old. 77 and 76 contact, 72 clutch, and 81 speed. Not very good in the field, but potential future DH for sure. He is a lefty, bats left, throws left. So that's what kind of the fielding positions are looking like. Let's take a look at the pitchers. All right, starting pitchers. Freddie Peralta, I think, is in line for a Cy Young season. He finished 3rd in Cy Young voting last year. 2.56 ERA, 17 and 12, 1.07 WHIP, close to his career low. Had 4 complete game shutouts. Just really, really poised to have a great year. He lost 1 in stamina, but went way up in all of his other attributes. Brandon Woodruff, a solid number 2, but he's declining a little bit, and his contract is coming due at the end of the year. Could be a potential trade candidate mid-season, but I'd like to take him in as my number 2 starter. Aaron Ashby, definitely going to overtake him, though. Only 26 years old, B potential. Got +5 in Ks per 9 and walks per 9 last year. He had a 4.88 ERA, which isn't great, but his 1.5 WHIP is a little bit better. It's not great either, but can definitely breakout potential. And honestly, DL Hall saw some really good improvement as well. Honestly, he finished with a lower WHIP than Aaron Ashby, a 1.4 WHIP. So 2 lefties right there in the rotation. And then we could sign somebody, or we could decide to pull up Robert Gasser or Jacob Mizrowski and just throw them in the rotation. So we'll just kind of see there. And then down in the organization, we've got Wickelman Gonzalez. We've got the guys that we drafted, Alex Alfonso and Aaron Kay. And I got to go ahead and tell you, there's Kenneth Eden that we drafted, and then Matt Stevenson that we drafted. And we're going to look here in a minute. They're a starting pitcher and a relief pitcher. We signed them. I'm like 99.99999% sure that we signed them. But for some reason, I think they're in free agency. So we'll make sure to sign them. But we've got Aaron Kay, 62 overall, B potential, 18 years old. And Alex Alfonso, 62 overall, A potential, 20 years old. As well as Bradley Blaylock, B potential here. And then as far as the bullpen goes, Joel Payamps, Abner Uribe really looking strong. Could deal Devin Williams during this season and move Uribe into the full-time closer position. Toby Milner, our strong lefty. We're going to need another lefty. We did let Aaron Luke go, but I think we can probably get a better lefty in there somewhere. William Prince is a 60 overall as an 18-year-old, but only C potential. We did draft him last year. And then, of course, like I said, we've got Devin Williams here, who we could end up dealing and moving Abner Uribe over. Evan McKendry has decent potential, but he's 27 and he's a long way from being a major league closer, but could be a career all-star in the minor leagues. All right, so we've gone through and tended our contracts, renewed who we could renew, put some offers in, and looking at our depth in our organization and kind of looking through, we definitely want to focus on probably getting a starting pitcher, third baseman, and probably some depth in our bullpen. So that's kind of what we are looking at. Plus, remember, we do want to look for Kenneth Eden and Matt Donaldson, I think was his name. The 2 pitchers we drafted and signed that somehow ended up in free agency. Let's take a look at who's available in free agency real quick. Obviously, headlined by Juan Soto. We will not be going after Juan Soto. Sorry. You can let me know in the comments below. It just doesn't make sense to me to go after somebody like Juan Soto, a top-tier superstar. Seems like he would go somewhere with a huge budget, and that's just not something that we can afford. So Sorry. On the other hand, names like Pete Alonso, Alex Bregman, bringing Corbin Burns back, those would be interesting. Willie Adames, who we traded to the Red Sox, could we bring him back? I don't know. First, let's see if we can find. So here's Kenneth Eden. We drafted this guy and signed him. I don't know why he's in free agency. And same with Matt Donaldson. Where's he at? Yeah, we drafted this guy and signed him. Anyway, so we'll put those offers in. Now let me see what other offers we want to put in, okay? All right, here we go. So the contract offers are in for now. Alex Bregman is the big one that we are going after. Big time bat at the third base position. Honestly, could be a first baseman for us now that I look at it. He doesn't have very good arm. Maybe we sign him and start him at first base. So we've got him in. And then Nick Pivetta. We're competing against the Red Sox. We've offered him a 3-year deal. He's only 32, so I don't think that's bad. Francisco Mejia is 29 years old, switch hitter, can hit really well against lefties, and can be put in spot start for William Contreras, so just a backup player there. Scotty Morgan, I don't know if I've ever heard of this guy. Maybe it's a computer gen guy, but left-handed reliever, 23 years old, 70 overall, but only deep potential, but could provide some depth. And then obviously these two guys that we drafted. So those are the guys that we've offered so far. All right, one day later, and Anthony Cisneros has accepted our offer as the Brewers pitching coach. Beautiful stuff. Just want to take a look at our offers here and make sure that everything is still Gucci. And the Nationals are interested in offering me a trade. Jeremy De La Rosa for Robert Gasser. I mean, he's a good young prospect. 23 years old, lefty, center fielder. Ooh, holy cow. This is a good offer. I think we're going to go for it. I mean, Robert Gasser's a good prospect, don't get me wrong. We've got some depth in our pitching. We need another strong prospect, like just in the wings. We're probably going to trade Garrett Mitchell. Yeah, we're doing this. We're going to accept it. I like it. All right, so it didn't give me a little pop-up, so I didn't really notice it. But Francisco Mejia did sign. So we've got him on a 1-year deal. Beautiful stuff. We're still in contention for Alex Bregman, Nick Pivetta, and Scotty Morgan. And then Kenneth Eden and that relief pitcher Matt Donaldson that we drafted. We did go ahead and get them signed as well. Brian Snitker is in as our first base coach. We love to see that. Just double checking. Okay, these guys still haven't signed. Whew, they're keeping me on pins and needles, man. And would you look at this? Juan Soto, a 9-year, $352 million deal. Go to Kansas City, join Patrick Mahomes, and try and make it a championship town. Make it title town. Shout out to Bingle, who refused to sign Juan Soto, just like I did in his Royals franchise. What do you know? What do you know? A couple days have passed, and the mysterious Scotty Morgan has joined the Brewers organization with that 90-mile-an-hour splitter. That's gross. Could be a big arm in our bullpen, honestly. All right, the Cubbies are offering me a trade. Let's take a look here. Ezekiel Pagan for Jose Acosta. Yeah, that's pretty much a wash trade. We're just going to decline that. All right, so 40-man rosters have to be set by tomorrow. Players not protected by the 40-man rosters are eligible for the Rule 5 draft. For those who don't know, the Rule 5 draft, if players are not protected and they're eligible for it, and you draft them, you have to keep them on your roster the entire season, or else they go back to their former team. I have a couple of players. I'm going to stop simulating as we look and see that Willie Adames re-signed with the Red Sox and Tanner Scott signed with the two-time world champion, back-to-back world champion Rangers. Have a couple of guys here, Nick York and Jacob Mizrowski and Jeremy De La Rosa, really, that I want to protect and make sure that nobody takes from me and add them to the 40-man roster. So I've got 36 people on my 40-man roster right now. adding those 3 will put me at 39. Let me see if there's anybody. And I have offers out to 2 people that would go to my 40-man roster, Alex Bregman and Nick Pivetta. So I have to free up some space somewhere there. There are some people on my 40-man roster who I could probably get. I don't know. I mean, Bryce Wilson I could let go of, but nice to have bullpen arms. What I'm more likely to do is go ahead and work a trade. And that trade is probably going to involve Garrett Mitchell and Rhys Hoskins, because they're both, well, Rhys Hoskins I don't like, and Garrett Mitchell is a little bit redundant on my team. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to have faith that we sign Alex Bregman. So let's see what we can work out. All right, I'm going to be super honest with you here. It was very hard to swing a trade because so many people have not signed contracts yet. So, Bryce Wilson, we'll see you later. Okay, we've offered him arbitration. Whoops. We're going to remove him from the 40-man. Nope, we can't do that. Okay. Interesting. JB Bukowskis gets removed from the 40-man roster. Now, everybody removed from the 40-man roster has to pass through waivers. Taylor Clark will do the same. Dang it, we offered him arbitration. Whoops. Whoops. Dang. Okay. Those 2 guys are getting removed from the 40-man roster. So, unfortunate, JB Bukowskis has been claimed off of waivers by the Marlins. We've already offered arbitration to everybody that we want to, so we will not stop simulating. But that's unfortunate. Let's move ahead here and let's just take a look. Ooh, what happened to, oh, we got Nick Pivetta. Yes, sir. Nick Pivetta has signed with the Brewers. Immediately becomes our number 4 starting pitcher, I think. Yeah, our number 4 starting pitcher, and can move up if we do happen to deal Brandon Woodruff here in his contract year. So beautiful stuff there. Now we just wait on Alex Bregman. Huge deal here as the Miami Marlins have signed Pete Alonso. The Mets were the only team that offered him for a long time in this offseason. 6 years, $13.7 million a year. He's taking his talents to Miami. Oh, and Clay Holmes gonna sign with the Angels. They get a little bit of pitching help. Love to see it. Big move here. Corbin Burns, former Milwaukee Brewer, then a Baltimore Oriole, has left the Orioles to sign with the Padres. Wow. All right, so we've been all in on Alex Bregman all offseason, and now that Pete Alonso and some of the other top free agents have signed, Cardinals and the Dodgers are trying to come in and get in on it. We just jacked up our offer. 6 years, $100 million. Come on, Alex Bregman. So we didn't even get a pop-up to let us know. So I was scared when he was gone when we came to check. But Alex Bregman has finally signed with the Brewers. Beautiful stuff. Takes us out of a holding pattern a little bit, and we can kind of slot him into our roster and decide where we move forward. All right, so looking at our roster, we did go ahead and move Alex Bregman over to first base. He'll be a great first baseman for us defensively. His arm is just not there to be a third baseman these days, but that's okay. Him being a first baseman just fits perfectly for us because we're going to try and deal Rhys Hoskins. Not quite yet, but we did go ahead and move Sal Frelick down to third base. He has played some third base for the Brewers this year, a little bit, a few games, I think. Now is the time to move him down there. That's what we're going to do, is move him down to third base. And he's still got the second base and outfield secondaries in case we need him there. And we went ahead and put an offer out on Gio Urshela to be basically to replace Andrew Monasterio should we include him in a trade, which I think we're going to do. So that's kind of the plan. We're going to kind of let it ride out to the Rule 5. I think, hold on, let me look at my roster. I need to take one person off of the 40-man so that I have room to take somebody in the Rule 5 draft. All right, in an effort to clear up a spot on our 40-man roster, hopefully this works, we're going to send Tyler Black and Dylan O'Ray to the Reds for Edwin Arroyo. The Reds obviously have had Ellie De La Cruz kind of break out, Edwin Arroyo is a very good prospect, but you know what? They're super interested in it. We need it, so that's how we're going to get it done. Let's just double check real quick and make sure Edwin Arroyo didn't get put on the 40-man roster. Okay, beautiful. So basically the whole goal of that, honestly, we improve our shortstop depth tremendously in our organization. And Nick York has got next for us anyway at second base, I think. So basically what we did was free up a spot on the 40-man roster. So we've got 38 now. So if Gio Urshela signs, that'll be 39. And then we'll have one spot open in case there's anybody in the Rule 5 draft that we want to take. All right, it is draft lottery time. You can't see the top three right there, but they all have even odds, 16.5% to get the number one pick. It's the Colorado Rockies, the Chicago White Sox, and the Miami Marlins, who just signed Pete Alonso, by the way. And then you got the Red Sox, Mets, Nationals, Guardians, Athletics, Giants, and Pirates rounding out the top 10. We are down all the way at 14 with a 0.8% chance. Very, very mid. Let's go ahead and simulate the lottery, see how it goes. All right, there we go. So the San Francisco Giants go up 8 spots to get the number one pick. The Mets get the number 2 pick. Guardians number 3. Marlins drop down to 1. Rockies drop from 1 to 5. And White Sox drop from 2 to 6. Wow, wow, wow. A lot of movement there in the top 10. We stay at number 14, which is fine with us. Big signing alert here. The Astros unable to re-sign Alex Bregman because he came to the Brewers. So they're going to sign Gleyber Torres to a 5-year, $11.8 million a year deal. Pretty good deal. I mean, they do have Altuve at second, but Gleyber could maybe play third base for him and fill in where Alex Bregman left that hole. Okay, some picks go through. Ryan Bliss of the Mariners is going to go to the Rockies. Got 84 potential. And then you see the Nationals take Will Warren. Red Sox take Dennis Santana. The Athletics take Chris Rodriguez. And the Giants take Chase Chaney. See if there's anybody that we want to take here. Honestly, shout out to the computer roster management because the pickings are slim here. But there is one name that stood out to me, and it's Eric Lauer. He is a former Milwaukee Brewer. He's on the Altoona Curve right now. I think they're Pirates team. AAA? I think they're AA, which really doesn't make sense for him to be in AA. But he didn't pitch in the MLB at all last year. Obviously, his last season with Milwaukee did not go well. 6.56 ERA, 1.67 WHIP. But, you know, that's above his career average of 1.37 WHIP and 4.3 ERA. He's a 71 overall. B potential. He improved even though he didn't pitch in the majors at all last year. He's 29 years old. He'll come in immediately as our 6th highest rated starting pitcher, so he can slot in as like a spot starter or a long reliever. So we're going to go ahead and take Eric Lauer. All right, here we go. We are in the winter meetings, and it is trade time. Rhys Hoskins, get off of my team. We're sending him and his $17 million contract, along with Garrett Mitchell and Andrew Monasterio, who struggled last year, over to the Royals for Nelson Velasquez and Carlos Hernandez. Now, at first glance, I might be getting ripped off just by the numbers here. A 79 overall, 32-year-old first baseman. You got a 74 overall B potential, 26-year-old center fielder with 87 speed. And then Andrew Monasterio, who did struggle last year, but is still a 69 overall B potential third baseman, 27 years old. But we get Carlos Hernandez, who is 28 years old, 71 overall. We've got a few years of arbitration with him, and he immediately comes in and becomes our third best relief pitcher outside of Devin Williams. And then we're getting Nelson Velasquez, who goes off in Bengals Dynasty, by the way. And the Royals just signed Juan Soto, so they also have Hunter Renfroe. There's a little bit of a redundancy here. Nelson Velasquez, 26 years old, only see potential, but look at the improvement in those hitting stats last year because he hit 297 and slugged 565 with 38 home runs and a 934 OPS. And we're going to be adding that power to our team. So let's go ahead and get it done and call it a day. We are a couple weeks down the line, and Teoscar Hernandez has signed with the Diamondbacks. Plus, Max Fried goes to the Padres. All right, time for some arbitration negotiation hearings. Jake Bowers, we win our arbitration. We're going to be paying him $2.25 million this year. Hobie Milner wins his arbitration for $2.379 million. Dahlbeck wins his arbitration. I think I offered him the minimum. The panel sided with Bryce Wilson. And they sided with us for Joel Payamps. Devin Williams will see his salary increase to $8.2 million this year. Taylor Clark will see their salary be $1.393 million this year. And Eric Lauer, who we took from the Rule 5 draft, is going to get the league minimum. All right, spring training is here, but before we started it, we wanted to go ahead and lock down Nelson Velazquez through arbitration. So he is locked down for the next 3 years. And besides that, I think we're good on contract extensions here in spring training. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the roster. So we're going to take a look at our 40-man roster. This is who is getting invited to spring training. Alex Bregman, William Contreras, Freddie Peralta, Devin Williams, Sal Frelick over to third base this year. Christian Yelich continues his resurgence, becomes a veteran leader. Wish I could give him a little stubble beard or something to signify that he's a grizzled vet. Nick Pivetta joins the team. Nelson Velazquez joins the team. Abner Uribe primed for a breakout year. DL Hall also looking for a breakout year. Bryce Terang, same. Francisco Mejia, he will be our starting catcher against lefties probably, and we'll let Wilson Contreras play DH against lefties just to give him rest days. Akil Baddoo will be able to come off the bench with the acquisition of Nelson Velazquez. We can really take advantage of that pinch hitter quirk. Gio Urshela is going to be our starting third baseman against lefties, so that's nice. He's going to come off the bench. Otherwise, Sal Frelick will start against righties. Jackson Chourio, of course, looking for a breakout year. Eric Lauer, added via the Rule 5 draft, will be an interesting reacquisition. Joey Ortiz, this is kind of a make-or-break year for him. Scotty Morgan is a rookie. I added him to the 40-man roster. I think he's just a computer-generated, undrafted guy that we found. As a rule, though, I don't start anybody above AA if they're a rookie. But we are starting him in AA, Carlton Parker, Hideki Watanabe, and Alex Alfonso. Jefferson Caro, you can see getting the invite to spring training. Nick York as well. Wickelman Gonzalez, Alexander Canario, Jeremy De La Rosa. We signed Christian Pache, and then Mason Englert as well, who we picked up in a very small trade. Just flipping, like, I think it was Ernesto Ramirez, a first baseman who was 63 D potential, 25 years old. So we got a little better, I guess, in that sense. All right, I think we should hop into a spring training game and check out the squad. All right, we are taking on the Cincinnati Reds in our spring training test run before the season, if you will. Hunter Green getting the start alongside Freddie Peralta. But of course, with spring training, we're going to rotate some people out. I'm going to try and get 2 at-bats for each of our starters and then start subbing people out there. And then we'll get a few different pitchers rotated in. But since it's just spring training, we're only going to show you the highlights. Let's hop into it. 2-2 pitch here. It's been 2 up, 2 down for Freddie Peralta in his inning here. And that's going to be fouled back by Matt McClain. See if we can get him with a little slide piece here. There it is. Catches the bottom of the zone. 3 up, 3 down. Freddie Peralta, thank you for coming. Oh, wow. A late swing there from Sal Frelick, but he sends it over the left field fence here at Date Palm. Was not expecting that. Sal Frelick with his first home run of spring training, and that's going to bring up Alex Bregman in his first appearance in a Brewers uniform. Oh, what a swing from Bregman! That's a fastball pretty much right down the middle by Hunter Green, and Alex Bregman drills it to left center field. What a first at bat for Bregman. Following Bregman's first at bat as a Brewer, here's Nelson Velazquez down 1-2 to Hunter Green. 38 home runs last season. Gonna take a ball there. Gonna make it 2-2. Green coming in with the payoff pitch. Oh, and he hits him in the thigh. So both Bregman and Velazquez reach base in their first appearance as a Brewer. Oh, there's a nice swing from Contreras. That one's going to find the grass, and Alex Bregman will score from second, and the Brewers take a 2-0 lead here. Oh, swing and a miss from Ellie De La Cruz, and Brandon Woodruff looks solid in his inning as well, going 1-2-3, 2-0 after 1.5. 2-2 pitch from Ashby gets blown by Tyler Stevenson. That's 3 up, 3 down from Aaron Ashby in the third. 9 up, 9 down from our top 3 starters to start spring training. 1-2 pitch here from Pivetta. Been a good first inning for him. Oh, yeah. 12 up, 12 down for the Brewers. Each starter has gotten 1 inning and has gotten 3 outs with no base runners. And Nelson Velazquez turns on it and goes dong in his first appearance. Well, his second plate appearance, but first game appearance as a Brewer. 424 off the bat of Nelson Velazquez. And we've added some power to the lineup. Let's take a look here. Boom! Right off the bat. I mean, hey, can't ask for anything better than that. There's a good swing from Joey Ortiz on a slurve. And it's going to be a ground rule double. Nice. Hope to see him really take a step forward offensively this year. He is a good defensive shortstop for sure. Obviously came over in the Corbin Burns trade before the franchise started. DL Hall, the other half, or the other acquisition, in that Corbin Burns trade. So, you know, the Brewers got Joey Ortiz and DL Hall. Oh, yeah, there's strike 3. So our starters finish the game perfect. 5 innings, 1 from each starter, no base runners from the Reds. Oh, that shouldn't be a base hit, but it will be. Ugly swing. Gio Urshela comes in. Normally wouldn't hit him against righties, but it's spring training, and Sal Frelick had 2 at bats, so just threw him in, and he made something happen. Him and Sneaker having a little laugh over it. Oh! And Jacob Mizorowski with his first spring training appearance. He's got his battery mate Jefferson Caro out there, who will lead off the next inning. But we're still perfect after 6 innings. Oh, Bobby Dahlbeck on a full count pitch takes a changeup up and in and drives it over the left field fence. And hey, man, he does. Oh, look at that Duke. He doesn't get good contact on very many of them. But when he does, it go far. Ball go far. Bobby Dahlbeck, 441 to left field. Wickelman Gonzalez is in, who we acquired in the Red Sox trade. Owen Miller comes in to pinch hit for the Reds and dinks this one over Jackson Churrio's head. We left Churrio in the game and moved him to shortstop just to get him more at-bats. And now the combined perfect game is over with back-to-back bloops on Wickelman Gonzalez. Unbelievable. And they're going to take second on me here. Wow. Oh, no. That ball is crushed. Wickelman Gonzalez, an auspicious MLB debut in spring training. We're going to get him way out at third, though. Great play in the outfield there. Was that Blake Perkins or Jackson Churrio? Oh, that was actually Jeremy De La Rosa that made that throw. Interesting moment here. Tyler Black, who we traded to the Reds in the offseason, up with a runner on first, 2 outs, Abner Uribe in to try and get the save. We traded not Willie Adames. We traded Tyler Black and somebody else, and we got Edwin Arroyo back. Black is battling hard here. That's the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Pitch number 8 upcoming now. He's going to foul that one off as well. Let's see if we can get him with some high heat here. Nope. Wow. Pitch number 10 upcoming now. And he's going to ground this one. Nick York dives. He's able to stop it, but we will not make the play. We get the win. Sal Frelick is your player of the game. Just really quickly, a quick look at our box score. Yelich goes 0 for 2, Baду 0 for 2, Frelick 1 for 2, Urshela 2 for 2, Bregman 1 for 2. You know, you can see the rest. And then we did have 1, 2, 3 home runs. Sal Frelick, Nelson Velasquez, and Bobby Dahlbeck. So we are at the end of spring training. Let's take a quick look at how the team did. Joey Weimer had a really good spring training and limited at bats. Alex Bregman and William Contreras carrying the offense, just like we love to see. Jefferson Caro has 323. Offense is not his strong suit. He's a defensive catcher prospect, but you know what? We love to see it. Jake Bauers, Jeremy De La Rosa does really well. Love to see that. How about some home runs here? Alex Bregman had 5. Jackson Churio had 4. Yelich, Velasquez, and Bowers each had 4. Pitching-wise, we saw Nick Pivetta with a 1.75 ERA. Hobie Milner did pretty well. Carlos Hernandez, not bad. Jacob Mizorowski, not bad. Love to see it. Okay, y'all, we are ready to wrap this thing up. We're ready for season number 2. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button so you know when the next video goes live. We will be hitting opening day on the next video. So, as always, I really, really appreciate y'all. We will see you next time. Peace.